I think post COVID 19, HR function is not going to be the same again. Of course, somebody can argue that it is going to be more or less the same. I believe that it is not going to be the same and it should not be the same. We might be back to very similar ways of functioning, but there is going to be a lot of change. Now, for promoting my argument, I want to visit some of the most recent thoughts I have been expressing in the last few years and go one by one to talk about what do each one of these thoughts mean. The thoughts I have been expressing: number one, HR is for everyone. Everyone is his or her own HR manager. HR department, HR manager, HR function can at best facilitate everyone to take charge of his or her own HR. Is there going to be any change in this? I don't think so. Not only that there is not going to be any change, I think the last 1 month has demonstrated that people have already taken charge of their HR. See the amount of upskilling going on, see the amount of information flow going on, see the amount of listening that is taking place, see the amount of videos that are being downloaded, education that is taking place. So people have taken charge of their own learning. I think what should have happened 10 to 15 years from now has already started happening. Therefore, HR job is going to become much easier in terms of helping people to take charge of their own learning and become their own HR manager. Does it mean HR people will become redundant? I think this is a point that we all need to think. I think we should think not of becoming redundant, but becoming more value adding. What is the way we can add value to people so that in their pursuit of managing their own talent, people will see us as excellent resources for self development and self growth. So that is the only change. What should happen 10 to 15 years from now has already happened. So it's a great opportunity for HR people to make a difference, acknowledgeable difference. We should be acknowledged. The second point that we have been talking in the recent past is human is not a resource. Having started the human resource development and human resource function in mid 70s, after almost about 45 years, I felt very disappointed that we are nowhere near the philosophy that we have promoted when we started the HR department and HR function. Competence building, commitment building, culture building. That is when, about 5 years ago, when Sadhguru of Isha Foundation said, human is not a resource. It is a crime to call human a resource. Human is a possibility. I jumped on it more to communicate to my HR fraternity that human is an unlimited resource. Human is not a resource but an unlimited resource. And more than a human being a resource, it's a possibility. Human beings can make many things happen. So that got human resources into a HR into a proactive function, not a reactive function. Proactive kind of a function that makes things happen and so on. So, is there any change in this? No, there is no change. Human is a possibility. Human beings are phenomenally capable. If nature overtakes them, which I think it has in the last 3 months, starting with this coronavirus, human beings have put their best minds to search. Of course, I would have expected this to happen in the first month itself, that there is a new vaccine, there is a new drug and things of that kind. But I think always nature overrides the human being. So nature has demonstrated something and human beings are trying to cope with it. I'm sure we'll cope with it. There are a few deaths, but there are many people who are still surviving. Scientists are at it, and I think they will come up with wonderful kind of possibilities. So I believe that human is a possibility. It is a human talent which has been put to task today. Third thing that I have been talking of in the past is HR is not strategic business partner. I didn't agree with this. In fact, I said HR is business itself. There is no business without people. Therefore, this particular comment of mine, this particular postulate, HR is business, I think again COVID-19 has demonstrated that people is the most important focal point of business. See what was happening in February for various political parties and leaders, how the leaders were fighting, how the chief ministers were fighting, how the PM has gone into uh, uh, a lot of political speeches and so on. But come March 22nd, look at the speech of the Prime Minister. And by about April uh, April 14th, you can see what has happened in this country. All have become one, all have become united. And what is their focus? People, human beings. Single minded focus of every politician, every CEO, every medical person, every HR person is people. People focus has come back. And therefore, people, human, is very important part of it. All businesses started turning around to look at what is the way in which they can manage coronavirus, be it in preparing masks, be it in preparing ventilators, be it in trying out old drugs, trying out new drugs, looking at new ways of managing this work from home, and so on and so forth. Everything has got focused on people. So, friends, HR is not a strategic business partner. I think people is business. There is no business without people. There is no government without people. There are no organization without people. So therefore, understand that everything is for people. The success of HR department, I think this is another thing we have said, is the day when they are not needed. HR is not needed. When is HR not needed? When everyone takes care of his or her own kind of a HR. I think in a way we are coming to that stage where HR for managing one's own self-development takes a very side role. You are not required. But if you are required, you will have to demonstrate that you are required by constantly looking at what is the way in which you can add value. Salaries can be distributed by computers, robots, unions and unionism will go off. A new form of unionism may come in, but all that will get merged into different ways of expressing maybe dissent, again focusing on people and so on. So HR, in my understanding, will have a diminishing role in terms of managing unions, managing employees and things of that kind. But they will have a phenomenal role in terms of equipping people to face a variety of situations hitherto not faced. It may be a closure of a company. What do I do? The way I close the company. It may be making people creative, getting into new product lines, identifying new ways of doing things, maybe new markets, and so on and so forth. Wonderful kind of things. So, therefore, HR will have to shed the past of only looking at performance appraisals, recruitment, manpower planning, succession planning, leadership bench, etc., and should take a new role of human is a possibility. Human beings have tremendous potential. I am here to help each person discover the potential within. And if I can't do that, I have no place in the society. We have also said, for some reason, if HR continues to exist, it can exist as a job, it can exist as a role, it can exist as a department, as a function, a philosophy, and a way of life. I think we have come a long way from HR as a job or a role or as a department to HR as a function and HR as a philosophy. I think job, role, department, function will be diminishing now, and what will become more apparent is HR is a philosophy and a way of life. So, what is the role of HR professionals, if you want to call yourself a HR professional, is to understand this philosophy, develop a philosophy, infect people with this philosophy, and help them to get the best out of their own lives. I've also said HR is a spiritual function, and I'm more strongly saying now, in the last couple of months, what we have seen, I think a time has come for HR to become a spiritual function. It is a new avatar of HR. So, a HR facilitator becomes a spiritual guru, helping people to discover peace within themselves, helping people to discover whatever is within, helping people to get a new meaning of life, new meaning for work, new meaning for relationships, and so many of those kind of things. So I think a time has come for HR to shed its role as a job creator, as a function, or as a department, and move to itself as a way of life, as a philosophy meant to bring happiness in the lives of people, so that people take charge of themselves and build whatever the best they can. In this context, I had a very naughty feeling. What happens to the 15 principles Uday Parikh and I have formulated in the year 1974-75 when we designed the first ever human resource development department in Larsen and Toubro, and later called it a HR function? I want to visit some of these principles and say that these principles are relevant even today. The principles have not changed. The avatar may have changed, the way of operation may have changed. For example, the first important principle Uday Parikh and I had written in the year 1974 is the most important function of HR is to help a company increase its enabling capabilities. It is our principle number one. Help a company to increase its enabling capabilities. It's more true today than earlier. If you have to wind up your current business and getting into new business, you have to find new customers, you have to find new avenues, you have to find new services, you have to rejuvenate yourself. I think all that means is building your enabling capabilities. So the principle stands. Second principle, we said HR's job, if it continues to exist, is to integrate development of people with development of organizations. Even when HR becomes a spiritual function, it helps individuals to enjoy working with an organization, integrate themselves. It communicates to people. Workplace where you spend a large part of your waking life is the place where you derive your happiness. So you try to find out and get the best out of your workplace and so on. So the second principle, integrating development of people with organization development, stays. The third principle, maximizing individual autonomy and growth with increased responsibility to people, also stands the same, because if you don't have autonomy, you cannot innovate. So post COVID, I think it is clear every person is a resourceful person, and therefore one of the things that organization can do is to get back to people and see what is the way in which they can contribute to manage either the crisis or manage the opportunity the company is having. Fourth principle we talked of was decentralizing through delegation and shared responsibility. I think again COVID-19 has demonstrated that the Prime Minister of the country himself had to do a lot of delegation, had to take the help of a lot of people, and ultimately, irrespective of the fact that the different states are governed by different political parties and chief ministers with different kind of inclinations and so on, I think they all worked as a team. It was decentralized. Every department was given its own kind of tasks and they were supposed to do. The new organizations that we are going to have are going to also follow this. No one single individual, either a godlike CEO or a CXO, can solve all the problems and make use of all opportunities. And therefore, decentralization through delegation and shared responsibility is a solution to solve problems, make use of opportunities, and bring happiness in life. The fifth principle we talked of is participative decision making. I don't need to say anything more than this. I think you have seen how much of participation will help people to solve their own problems. If you look at the remaining 12 principles, balancing stability of culture and change, balancing differentiation and integration, balancing specialization and diffusion, and continuous review and renewal, etc., etc. I think go through these principles. I think the principles remain the same. I only think is the way in which they operate are likely to be slightly different. But the principles that were designed almost about 45 years ago are still wonderful principles. That is what makes me conclude HR is a philosophy and a way of life. If you understand this, you will not fear about the future of HR. All the best from me, and enjoy your life If you are a HR professional, be proud to be a HR professional.